Okay. Now let me duplicate sheet 4. Okay. So right click on sheet 4 tab and then select duplicate. Okay. And let's name it 5, sheet 5. Okay, now I'm going to remove profit percentage from color. Okay. Now suppose we want to use the Boolean field, okay, whether profit is less than 5% or not. So here actually I really should rename it, instead of saying 0.05, say 5%. All right. So let's move that to color. Okay. So now this is not working the same way like a continuous variable, right? So I backed out. So if I use profit percentage, it directly goes and changes the background color, because the profit percentage is a continuous variable and it has a range, so it's able to apply the color in that fashion. But this one has only 2 possible values, okay, and therefore you have only 2 values, and it doesn't apply to the background. And this will be the case even when you're in a dimension when you have 3 or 4 values, and that's it. Okay. So if you want a highlight table, okay, with a Boolean variable or a dimension, so this is what you have to do. That is, it's a kind of a trick. So you move number of records, okay, to size. Okay. And change the marks. Okay, so number of records goes into size. Change the marks to bar. So it's actually doing a bar chart within each of those cells. So you'll have a background color like that. Change it to bar. Now the bars are now based on the sum of the numbers. So this needs to, you need to change the measure from sum to something else. Okay, so average. All right. Okay. So now we have background, but there is a gap between one row and another row. Right? That's because of the size of the bars. Okay, so if you go to size and increase the size to the maximum, then you have a highlight table with a Boolean variable used as the highlight variable. Of course, the color scheme is really bad, so you have to go and change the color. So false will be the profit is more than 5%. So here the color scheme works somewhat differently. Okay, and when you have a variable with continuous values, then you had that color scheme. Now here there are only 2 possible values, so you have to select one color for each of the 2 values, and here you have the color palette, so you have to select from either the available color palette, okay, like that, or you can go and change it to some other color scheme and then select a color from that. Maybe that. So apply. All right. And then if you want the color for true to be also kind of a little less jarring, maybe a lighter one or something like that.